throws a Mazel Tov cocktail. L'chaim! Have you ever had one of those days where you wake up and you're like, today is going to be a great day. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. If I opened my window, they would probably fly right in and help me get dressed. And then somebody comes by, presumably in a helicopter, and throws a Molotov cocktail into your window, and the rest of the day turns to That was my day yesterday. So today, we're gonna do a chit chat, get ready with me. You'll watch me do my makeup, and I will tell you about my first Mother's Day as a mom. It's as sad as it sounds. If you're into this kind of stuff, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'm not gonna tell you what products I'm using. I'll just link everything below, so if you're interested, you can find it down there. That seems a little dirtier than I anticipated, but... Okay, so the day started off amazing. My husband woke up early. He made breakfast for me and for the baby. He gave me roses. He gave me a letter that he wrote, which made me cry happy tears. And then we flash forward to nap time, where my son woke up 45 minutes early. When that happens, it usually indicates that he's going to be cranky and irritable until his next nap. And I was like, huh, that's so weird, because today is going to be a really good day. But I didn't get too hung up on it. And about an hour later, I go to nurse him, and my son has about 4 or 5 teeth. You know where I'm going with this. He decides to bite down, and not just bite down, he decides to bite down and yank his head back. This was purely for his own entertainment, and my husband was sitting there watching, and he instinctively grabs his own nipples. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry about mine. Protect the ones that don't do anything. I should mention that my boob is still hurting today. So then we head to my parents to do a social distancing driveway Mother's Day visit. And this part isn't bad, it's just weird. This mother duck and her 8 little ducklings come waddling out down our lawn across the street. And these 2 neighbor ladies come out and they're freaking out. And they're trying to take pictures and they're following these ducks around. And the one lady is telling the other lady, no, you've got your dog, you've got to walk around the block. You can't come down, there's ducks here. So they're out here long enough that all of a sudden 4 more neighbors come out of their house to see what's going on, because these ladies are standing in the middle of the street pointing at these ducks that are just waddling around. Then finally another neighbor comes out and the first lady goes, Sarah, Susan closed your garage door and I'm gonna tell you why. As if it's a sales pitch. I'm sure Sarah was like, don't touch my garage door next time, Susan. Leave the ducks alone. Anyways, then we drive to my in-laws for another driveway visit. We open the trunk of our SUV, we get set up, we're holding our son. I have a glass of wine, my husband has a beer, and my son has a sippy cup of water. And he decides it's a fun game to start throwing the water on the ground and watching us pick it up. So on about the 3rd round, my son goes to drop the sippy cup, and my husband tries to save it at the expense of my wine. His hand flies into my hand, which then spills my wine all over me. So I mean, thank God I drink red wine while I'm wearing a white shirt. Fast forward again, and it's time to order our Mother's Day dinner. My husband goes online, and the restaurant that we were anticipating ordering from is closed, which is weird because the day before it said they would be open today. So I call, and I get a message that they're closed for COVID, but they're hoping to open in early April. Not a big deal, except that the only thing in the world I wanted to eat is from that restaurant. I'm sure other restaurants make it, but not as good. So we call to order from our backup restaurant, and they tell us that they've got a revised menu for COVID. So 2 of the 3 things that we wanted to order are not available. So we call a 3rd backup, and they tell me that they're at capacity for takeout orders, so they're not willing to take my order. Hey guys, a big part that I forgot to mention is that while all of this was going on, my son started to get fussy and needed his dinner. So I took him to the kitchen and I crouched down to get his baby food out of the cupboard. Listen, I'm not a gymnast. I hardly even walk most days. So while I was crouched down, the weight of him and my gut made me topple forward. I took a tumble and I landed on my knee. So the rest of the night, my knee was messed up and I was in pain on top of everything else. We tried 2 more restaurants without any luck. And finally, we settled on one. I'm not gonna say the name of it, but it rhymes with Mild Ming. Mild Ming. Sounds like a not so spicy Chinese restaurant. It was not Chinese food. So I go to pre-order it. We look through the menu, decide what we want. I go to submit the order and it tells me that the time I've selected is no longer available. I go back, select the next time slot, go to order, and the same message pops up. At this point, I'm getting ready to just tell my husband we're gonna eat twigs in the backyard. So I pick the next time slot, which is 7:15 to 7:45 delivery, and it works. Check the app a little later on, and it says that the driver is 12 minutes away. He's heading to the restaurant to get our food. Then I get a notification saying that the restaurant needs a little bit longer to prepare our food. Okay, it's Mother's Day, it's busy, I get it. They're now saying that our food will be delivered by 8:10. On a whim, I decide to check a minute later, 8:13. This went on until 8:30 when I decided to open a support chat. So I type in my complaint, pre-ordered food, won't be delivered for 35 years, can't wait that long. An auto message pops up and says, thanks for your message. Please wait for an agent. You are customer number 729. That's not an exaggeration. 729 was the actual number. Wasn't about to wait that long, so I called the restaurant. After getting a message a few times saying that the customer I've dialed is unavailable, I finally get through. I tell them what happened. They take my order number and they say, oh, yeah, your food's ready. It's sitting right here. I'll send it out. They send out the food, shows up at like 8:15. My husband and I are there just thankful we didn't have to decide which of us got to eat the other person. So Nate starts unpacking the order and he goes, oh, you didn't order a side? Yes, I did. He pulls out his chicken wings and the bag is empty. No poutine and no garpar fries for him. So my Mother's Day meal that was 30 to 60 minutes late showed up missing half of the order. So I go back into the app. This time I'm number 869. I tell them the issue. I tell them how long I waited. And they tell me they understand my situation and they're so sorry and they're gonna give me $3.50 back to credit the missing items. The meal costs $70. Half of it is not here. I argued a bit until they agreed on $21. I hope that while you're listening to this, you know I understand that this is first world problems. I'm not sitting here like, oh, there's so many people in the world that are better off than I am. Why me? Well, I am like, why me? But it's just funny that on a day that my husband tried so hard to make everything perfect, everything out of his control just went to Even before bed, we were standing in the kitchen laughing about how the day could not have possibly gotten any worse. The only time something didn't go wrong is while I was napping. Oh, something did go wrong. My husband checked my sweater that we had thrown in the wash, and the red stains had turned to blue stains. You know, just a different kind of tie-dye. Guess there's always next year. This is so weird for me. I've never done a full video just sitting and complaining. I mean, I often sit and complain, but generally it's just my husband listening. So this is fun. I will tell you that today is going much better. My son is being an actual angel. He only kind of cried once, and it was when I took the TV remote away from him. This smells good. It smells like Sour Patch Kids. Okay guys, that's it. That's how I spent my first Mother's Day as a mom. I hope you found it interesting, or at the very least, I hope it helped you kill some time if that's what you were trying to do. I have no idea what the next video is going to be, but I do hope I see you back here at some point. Bye! The dog didn't bark at all, the baby didn't wake up, my house didn't catch on fire. Today's a good day, folks.